Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me on one of my Create a Card Mondays. Today is February 1st, and so I have a really sweet Valentine's Day card that I'm going to show you that I have a coordinating envelope with a really pretty liner to go inside. But first, I have something really special to do. I get to choose my mystery hostess for January. Let me grab my paper real quick. So here's everybody's entry, and so if you're seeing this for the first time and you're wondering what in the world is this and you are interested in doing it for February, what you do is for every $25 that you spend in my online store, you get one entry, and so you use a particular hostess code that I post on my blog, and you just attach that to your online order, and then you go into this drawing. So I've got everybody that purchased from me online in the month of January that used that particular host code in here. And I just want to let you know that the person who wins is going to be able to, she has earned a little over $165 in one half off items. So that is excellent. That is my biggest drawing yet. And thank you so much to everyone who has, who participated and who just supports my Stampin' Up! Business. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. All right, so with further ado, let me just mix these up really good. All right, so I'm mixing this up. I know my eyes are closed. I know you can't see it. And let's see. And the big winner is Sherry B. All right, Sherry, congratulations. I will be in touch with you and via email, so just be on the lookout for that, okay? And thank you again to everyone who participated. You made this a huge success. And I will be doing this again in February, so be on the lookout for that code coming very soon. All right, so we're going to be making, like I said, a really simple, cute Valentine's Day card today, and we're going to be using Timeless Textures, which is one of our new stamp sets in the Occasions catalog. This is a wonderful background stamp set, and hopefully you haven't overlooked this. It's on page 29, right here at the bottom. Whoops, sorry. It's on page 29. And you can see some of the examples that they've done up here, but this is just a really nice stamp set that you can use to give it that collage effect. So that's what I'm going for today. And then I'm also going to be using Friendly Wishes. This stamp set is in our annual catalog, and I'm going to be using this Love You. I thought that's appropriate for Valentine's Day, which will be here before we know it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of stamps on my blocks. And if y'all happen to hear some activity like in the background, a little jingle bell or whatever, that's our new little kitty. That is Pippa. She's kind of running around here a little wild. She's a little three-month-old cat that we got for our daughter a week ago Saturday. So she's funny. All right, so I'm going to also use this polka dot image. That's what I'm going to use for my background. And let's see, let me just use this. Actually, let me switch this. Put that there and this here. And the color for the stamping is going to be Blushing Bride and Watermelon Wonder. So those two colors right there. And then also, I used our heart border punch, and I went ahead and did this off camera just to save time. But I've punched out 5 hearts, and the colors here are Real Red, Calypso Coral, Pink Pirouette, Blushing Bride, and Watermelon Wonder. So just a great way to use up those scraps that you may have laying around. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and stamp this background. And this card base right here, this measures 6 by 3, and then I've scored it at 3 inches to give us that 3 by 3 size. And what I'm going to do is just ink up the dots in Blushing Bride, and I'm just going to stamp over the entire card front. And if you want to get out your Stampin' Majig, you can. I'm just doing this freehand. With it being a collage type card, it can be a little messy, so it doesn't need to be perfect. So like I said, just cover the entire front, like so. Okay, and what I did, I just turned my card inside out. I just wanted to show you. When I did this, this was a little bit brighter than I was looking for. So I just turned my card inside out. I mean, obviously, if I was giving this to somebody, I wouldn't do this. But what I did is I actually stamped off, and that gave it a more subtle background. So that's the look that I'm going for. So I inked up, I stamped off once, and then I stamped on the cardstock. So that gives that background a much subtler look, which is what I'm looking for, whereas this is a little bit bolder, which I didn't want that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Love You, we're going to ink this up in Watermelon Wonder, and like I said, the Love You comes from Friendly Wishes, and this is a really fun stamp set. I've used this for some other projects, but just a really fun stamp set. If you like to do some coloring, you can color in like the friend and this cute little vine with the tulip and just some other fun pieces. So I'm going to ink this up in Watermelon Wonder, and I'm just going to practice right here on my stamp, on my scratch paper, to make sure that I've got my stamp lined up. That's a little trick for you. Ah, what happened? Ugh. Well, somehow I got ink on there. Great. All right, we're gonna go with it. I'm not gonna start over. Well, like I said, it's collage. Collage is kind of a little messy look. So let's just see how this looks. I don't know how I did that. I guess I'll see that when I'm editing my video. All right, and so I'm just going to stamp that right here in the center. So there you've got that Love You. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my Blushing Bride out again. And I'm using this distressed washi tape image. Now this I am going to use full strength. I'm not going to stamp off. But let me just see which. I think I want it this way. I want that distressed part at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up here in the left top corner to kind of look like I actually put some washi tape right up there. So I'm just going to stamp right there. And then what I'm going to do is I am using just a piece of the Everyday Chic washi tape. And this is the silver and white, and it's chevron print. So I'm just going to tear off some of that. And I'm just going to come and cover, put some right over this. And that's going to pick up, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it picks up some of the pink from underneath. And then what I'm going to do, just to give it a fun little look, I'm going to take our handheld stapler and just put a staple right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Whisper White Baker's Twine, and I'm just going to cut off one section and tie a bow, and then I'll attach this with the glue dot, and I'm going to attach that over the staple, not hide it completely, but just put it over just a little bit. So like I said earlier, so I will have a hostess code for the month of February, and I'll have it attached to the video notes for this video that I'm doing right now, as well as on my blog. And you can always find out that information by going over to istampin.com. And so we still have celebration going on for 2 more months. So it goes through the end of March. And so don't forget that for every $50 that you spend, you get one free item from the Celebration catalog. So if you happen to see that you're ordering and you're really close to that $50 threshold, don't lose out on being able to pick out a free item. And then the same thing goes if you're close to 100, don't miss out just by a few dollars if you haven't gotten to that $100 threshold and you're able to pick out 2 items. And then when you use the hostess code, then you'll get, for every $25 that you spend, you get 1 entry. Okay, so I'm just going to put it like that. I'm just going to cut the tails. Oops. And then the final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put these hearts down, and I'm going to have it kind of like match up where the stamped images. So I'm going to start with pink pirouette. I'm just going to put them in a straight line and then come in with blushing bride. I'm just spacing them out real before I attach them to make sure that I like the spacing. And then calypso coral, watermelon wonder, and real red. So I'm wanting the pink pirouette and the real red to kind of match up. And I'm going to use the line of the heart or the dots to help me. So something like that. I'm just going to put these on with glue dots. And when I do this, I'm not going to press down real hard in case I need to move things around. And then once I'm happy with the spacing, then I can go back and press them down. So this is actually a fairly quick Valentine's Day card to make. If you just do all of the prep work before, you could just get a little production line going and knock these out in no time. You can even have your kids help you with the punching of the hearts. I know my kids like to help out in those small tasks all the time. Okay, the last one. Just a tad. There we go, that looks good. And of course it doesn't have to be perfect. When you make handmade items, perfection isn't always a requirement. But there you go, look how cute that is. And my little mess ups kind of add a little personality to the card. All right, the last thing I wanted to show you is the envelope liner that I made, and I made it using our envelope liner framelit. So this comes in 3 different sizes. This is the envelope that matches our 3x3 cards, and then this is the note card size, and then this is just our regular medium size envelope. So it's nice that you can make 3 different sizes. So what I did here is I just used a sheet from our Settles Designer Series paper stack. It's a nice stack. It has all of the Settles collections, and this is just one of the prints. And you can find that in the annual catalog. But you just run this through your Big Shot, and then that slides perfectly into the envelope. And what I've done is where these notches are, I'm just matching that up with the score line of the flap. And then what I'd like to do is just take my snail and just run a couple of lines there. And then that attaches the liner to the inside of the envelope, and then you can just fold it over and then take your bone folder, and then that will just really give it a good crease. So just look at that. Just a fun little small Valentine's card that you can make for those fun loved ones that you want to send a Valentine to. All right, guys, well, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Head on over to Stampin as well and subscribe there. I do weekly newsletters with exclusive content. That's the only way that you can get those card ideas. I do that every Friday, I should say. So I'd love for you to subscribe to my newsletter and then share with your friends. Share with your friends on Facebook. You can always go on over to Stampin on Facebook and friend me there. And I share things over there as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them here on the YouTube video, or you can always head on over to my blog as well. All right, guys, have a fabulous Monday. Bye-bye.